Now, today, many Americans are shocked at some of the very bold, salacious, and aggressive comments by disgraced TV personality Jim Kramer, who just moments ago on CNBC went on an unhinged tirade about how there needs to be U.S. military involvement in forcing people to give up their bodily autonomy in order to implement a government policy. He, of course, was talking about a global mandate enforced by men with guns that, of course, would viciously violate human rights all over the world. And with such an egregious call to action, a lot of people are wondering, what in the world was this man thinking? There's also a lot of questions about this man's credibility, as, of course, he doesn't have that much of it. Now, you compare what Jim Kramer said to, of course, what Joe Rogan recently said, as, of course, he classified how a lot of the very intrusive government actions recently have been actually doing the opposite of what they were proposed to do, and how they actually have been hurting people rather than, of course, helping people. And that perspective, based on actual reality, based off actual cause and effect, based off actual evidence, makes a lot more logical sense to conceive, because obviously it is one based off reality rather than megalomaniac delusions that tries to impose their will onto you with force. In the UK today, we're getting reporting that an estimated 740,000 potential cancer cases have been missed because of the government intervention allegedly fighting for global health. This, of course, is in the United Kingdom, reported by The Telegraph. Those numbers are expected to be a lot higher in the United States. We also have seen utter economic devastation because of these very intrusive government policies, which, of course, has created extreme amounts of poverty, the largest transfer of wealth in recorded human history from the very poor to the very rich. Policy that, of course, is hitting everyone very hard, that the White House is downplaying, as, of course, White House spokesperson Jen Psaki just said that, quote, inflation will, quote, ease over time, quote, whatever you want to call it. Yes, it's inflation after, of course, massive money printing and, of course, the government handing out that money to a lot of Wall Street hedge funds and big banks, screwing everyone else over, telling people, hey, just keep complying a little bit more, just keep going along with our demands for you a little bit more, and everything will get better, as, of course, everything has been getting worse, especially here in the United States when it comes to the case numbers, when it comes to the people dying from this sickness. The numbers have gone up when it comes to more government intervention. And now the Daily Beast has even officially came out saying, quote, we screwed up because this is really a 3-part procedure in order to deal with this. In 6 months, it's most likely going to be a 4-part procedure. And then after that, a 5 or 6, as the demands by Big Pharma along with government only become more egregious, as, of course, many people who have fully complied with these procedures, like LeBron James, who has fully taken all of the procedures, who now is out indefinitely because he got the sickness that the procedure was supposed to prevent and stop him from getting. They told us it was 100% safe and effective, it would stop everything, life would go back to normal, and it didn't. They were caught in a lie, and now many governments' response to all of this is, of course, doubling down, as we have the President of the European Union, President of the European Commission come out and say that this procedure should be mandatory for everyone living in Europe. This, as Germany looks to implement similar policies themselves, as already they have an extremely heavy-handed approach that, of course, targets innocent civilians, small business owners the most, as, of course, there are full-on military-style raids of private businesses as cops literally storm into them with machine guns, demanding to see everyone's personal medical history or else face the might of the state. This is what was happening in the beginning of today's broadcast that we are transcribing to you, and this is an absolutely egregious dystopian future that, of course, many people refuse to live in. I'm sorry, but it's not comfortable getting your haircut interrupted by bureaucrats demanding to know every personal detail about you, especially when you're an innocent civilian who hasn't done anything wrong.